I was thinking the other day, if I just had the chance to do this over again, I've learned a lot here, and I could apply that the next time and maybe even get more done. But you only get one chance, so you just got to give it all the gusto that you have. I grew up in southeastern Kansas, 5 miles from Missouri and about 20 miles from Oklahoma. We milked a few cows, ran a few beef cows, had some horses, and I was always intrigued by our local veterinarians who came out to care for the cattle, and that's really what guided me to where I am today. I got the job there at Kansas State working in the feed yard, and there was just general cattle care, feeding and weighing cattle and doing things what they do for research. And so once I got to my degree in animal science, I was also a graduate of Army ROTC. And while I was in the military, I was trying to decide, should I try to obtain the PhD degree and become a ruminant nutritionist, or should I go to veterinary school? So I applied for a PhD assistantship at 4 universities and was accepted in 3. And the 4th was where I really wanted to go. So I applied for veterinary school on the last day you could apply, by phone actually, and was accepted. My veterinary experience in the early years was much like James Herriot, and I loved every minute of it. We did a lot of things that people do for themselves today, but I did not consider those mundane. I still enjoyed it, but whether it was a call late at night for a calving difficulty, or whether it's herd work during the daytime, or even taking care of their horses, just something about that relationship that we developed with our clients and with their livestock that was really satisfying. I've been blessed in working with 2 practices that had a lot of the same philosophies, with Palo Duro Veterinary Services and Dr. David Bechtel. And then I went back to Oklahoma State University for a few years and held an endowed chair in beef health and production. Then I just needed another mountain to climb, and so Dr. Miles offered me a position, and I enjoy that practice very much as well.
He's always willing to share his ideas, but he's always, more importantly, he's always willing to listen as well. He's a walking encyclopedia. I mean, there's certain times where you can say, well, you need to look at the 1993, page 4 of the 2nd edition of Bovine Practitioner, and first time he said that, and I was like, yeah, okay. So actually I go back and pull that up, and he nailed it spot on.
One of my favorite things that I've done in my practice life and in my university life is to speak at various meetings around the world. Everything from a little room in a sale barn to some large auditorium somewhere. I edit the Bovine Practitioner, and also I'm the consulting editor for the Veterinary Clinics of North America Food Animal Practice. I've been doing that for about 20 years. It's really a passion about learning, and it's a compassion about continuing education. And by being involved in those publications, it forces me to read and to learn about things that I ordinarily wouldn't pay much attention to. So it broadens your horizons a little bit.
Doc Bob has been my veterinarian for more than 30 years. Education, stockmanship, and protocols. He lives and dies by them. I think he's a different kind of vet than what most people think. There's a lot of education in his background, and his number one thing here when he's working with our people is education. And so he spends more time down with our doctors and our cowboy crews than he does in the office with me. He's really out to help everyone. How many consulting veterinarians do you know that if I'm having trouble with one of my seed stock guys or one of my retained ownership people, we'll get him on the phone, and Doc Bob will actually make those phone calls, or they'll interact on his driving hours or other times, on his own time. I have that much confidence in just turning loose with them, and they love talking to him. I think partly why the businesses that I've been around have done okay is because the guidance of Doc Bob. Bob's contribution to beef quality assurance is number one. A lot of these programs were set down with Doc Bob and some other great veterinarians and other leaders in the business to say, all right, what are the standards that we're going to start with? Who knows how many people Doc Bob has BQA trained? Who knows?
My clients look at the color of my hair and hear me grunt when I get up and sit down with my back problems that I have. And I still enjoy getting up and going to work. So long as it's enjoyable and they keep calling, I'll probably keep doing it. But I think mostly I'd like to be remembered as a person who loved his profession, loves his family, and loves his God, and gave it all they had.